Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why.
Welcome to an all-new Trenny and C. I'm Trenny. This is C.
Hello, everyone.
And look at the whiskey we got in front of us today. Well,
wow, look.
Amazing.
Oh,
I guess
Why don't you show us the whiskey we have today?
We have the Aberlour
Ooh.
Alba. So this is the expression of Aberlour cask strength that is bourbon cask.
Yeah, so they, you know what I'll do? I'll pour. Actually, why don't you pour, and I'll show the people. I'll show the people a little bottle close up to start with.
So this is cool because this one is bottled at 59.3% alcohol, ABV. So 118.6 proof.
Ooh, good cork.
This is kind of one of those expressions of Aberlour that we've got the Abuna, which is sherry cask version,
Yeah.
and then this is the bourbon cask version.
Right.
And you take those two together and you mix them together, water it down to 40%. You got the 12-year-old. So we're kind of showcasing
The
what
parts
makes,
that make up.
yeah, the beautiful parts. And one thing that's great about this, well, look at this color. This is beautiful. We're assuming this is going to be natural color because it's quite light. But it is non-chill filtered. We know that for certain because it says it right on the label. Non-chill filtered. You can't presume that it is natural color. But
They don't tell you, but it looks.
judging by it, it's quite light.
It looks pretty natural.
Especially, well, we'll do a compare and contrast another time.
Sure. Okay, so so there's the deets. So what we'll do is we'll get into the nose here, but let's give it a little.
A high percentage of alcohol, which is cool.
What did we say? 59.
59.3, I think.
59.3.
Yep.
Single malt Scotch. So that means one distillery. Okay, on the nose.
I mean, one thing that's I know about Aberlour and the high strength ones is it's like super concentrated. It's like the juice has been put into this bottle.
for sure. So on the nose, I get that the malty grainies, which is
For sure.
pretty obvious, and
Yeah. Little bit of the grassy kind of farmyard.
I was feeling that too. A little bit of the earthy, grassy notes on it, a little vegetal, if you will.
vegetal, and I will.
Yeah, please.
But there's also like kind of like this lime leaf kind of citrusy undertone. Not exactly like a lemon or anything like that, but just
I get the figgy sweetness off of it.
Yeah, there's I mean, if you dig into that realm, you can see like the toasted oats and the kind of like oatmeal kind of vibe.
A little like the honeys and yeah.
But the things that make up a bourbon nose are there, you know, like
there's some
the
vanillas
honeys, vanillas.
Nice sweetness, but overall very
noticeable.
very appealing nose.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
let's get
have a
into the
sip.
taste.
Woo. I mean, that palate is mouth coating. It's huge. I mean, you can tell that that's cask strength.
I was kind of getting like a sweet vanilla sizzle, and
The sizzle's there.
and and at the back palate is like a little bit of that kind of like lingering oaky tartness. But there's like a nice sweet grainy note right in the mid palate as well.
Do you know what? When you have like, it's like the pie crust in a lemon meringue pie. And it's
Light
not
and flaky.
It's light and flaky and it's buttery, but it also has a bit of that kind of little bit of citrus vibe.
It is
with
it is
biscuity. It's
It
biscuity.
is buttery, and when you say that, it's almost like the the oiliness of the non-chill filter, like the viscosity kind of comes through in this, like the buttery is a really good note because this almost has like a salty,
has some oils, and
salty oil kind of.
The salted butter, not unsalted.
Yes. I actually just recently found out that you really should apparently be cooking with unsalted butter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know anything about cooking, but I read
Well,
that and it was
up
like
next, salted versus unsalted butter.
yeah, our newest segment. But yeah, like it's a huge Scotch at 59%.
Yeah.
But I'm personally find it very enjoyable, and like I like to drink the whiskey as it's presented by the distiller at the percentage that they give it to you. That being said, do you have, you know what I have? A little pinch of water. Do you want to try a little water in here?
Honestly, one thing we have tried this one.
Uh-huh.
And I have found that like a couple drops of water.
Oh, there you go.
Opens up the sweetness. It and I agree. The distiller presents it in a certain way. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but if you're going to experiment with what you like, I personally find this bourbon cask version toned down to maybe about 50% is perfect.
Okay.
Because the sweetnesses that you're digging for kind of present themselves a bit more. Even like on the nose. The baked goods version of what we were talking about before kind of pops up.
And the beauty of cask strength is that you can play with it and you can manipulate it a little bit, right? You can put like literally a dropper of water or like a pour of water. You can get it down to whatever percentage that you want and just see kind of. But you're paying for cask strength, so that's kind of another thing. So this is like $150 here in Canada.
Sure.
So if you're paying for cask strength, you kind of want to drink it at cask strength, but
or it depends on the person you are, because you can buy that and then all of a sudden you water it down and you got double the whiskey.
Or I can, I can just buy Aberlour 12 at 40%.
True, and one thing that's
the
beautiful about the Aberlour 12, which we'll get into at some point, is that it has that sherry style too. So if you're looking for sherry, it's gone. There's nothing sherry about this.
Yeah.
It's 100%
Straight bourbon cask.
Bourbon cask, barley spirit, essentially.
And that's a good point. So, not to ramble, but essentially, what shines through on this one are really the honeys, the vanillas, the grains.
Yeah.
Like those are and the figginess.
Yeah.
Like, so it's all kind of lighter, grainier flavors. Whereas I think when we do the Abenade, we're going to get into those big, rich, dark fruits.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Whereas, so here although the percentage is high, the flavors are on that lighter, sweeter side.
You know, I think Aberlour is really good at showcasing what the whiskey drinker might want, like even if they don't know what they want. So,
stylistically. Yeah.
So like you're going to go with this. If you know you don't love the sherry style, you're going to go for the bourbon cask.
Sure. Yeah.
If you are a sherry drinker, they can do that really well too, because they have that leather daddy fruity style on the Abenade.
And I will say, I think you nailed the buttery note. I think the sweetness is like perfect on this. It's like a nice kind of 6.57 sweet.
Yep.
Like it presents all of its flavors very well, very individual. You can dissect it or you can get right into it. I think for a cask strength, it's pretty drinkable.
Yep.
But again, manipulatable.
I don't think you're going to be. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this, because
you will not be. Like,
it's got that saline kind of salty coastal vibe to it. A little. There's lots going on.
It's all there.
I think you have to let it sit for a bit. Let it open up. Let the bottle kind of like pop that cork off.
I didn't do any of that.
Sorry, that's a tough cork.
That's a tough.
But you know, let some oxygen get to it, especially with a new bottle, and enjoy this draft.
Yeah, take your time with it. But anyway, We're Trenny NC. You can find us on all the socials. We got Instagram at Trenny NC. We got YouTube or Trenny NC. We got Twitter.
Even.
We're on Twitter at Trenny NC. Oh, patreon.com/Trenny NC.
Sure.
All the socials.
Yeah.
So anyway, click like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you for another Scotch later.
Scotch you later.
Scotch you later.